You got the other one on? I'm on. I cannot stand on stage. I just got too much going on for that. First, let's put our hands together for my man, Mark Schaefer, putting on the best conference. Low cost. He did it. Well done, Mr. Mark. My name is Marcus Sheridan. I am the sales lion like Mufasa on Twitter. That's me. And we're going to have a good time. We got 20 minutes. I've got a 40-minute presentation. I'm going to give it in 20 minutes for you, Mr. Schaefer, because we all want to hear from you, my man. I'm going to talk about a subject today that has changed my life, that has changed my business. Because you see, I used to be a pool guy. In fact, I still am a pool guy in the sense that I own a swimming pool company. In fact, I'm like many of you all that I actually own a business and have to live through some of this stuff, like making payroll and things like that that we all love to talk about. And you see, pools are very, very interesting. You know what's funny about these social media conferences is we oftentimes think we're all the exception to the rule, don't we? You all have thought that sometime today. You said, yeah, that's not my niche, though. That doesn't apply to me. I'm telling you the stuff. The most successful people that come to conferences are the ones that say, yes, this absolutely applies to me and my business. You just got to figure out how to do it. That's the goal with what we're going on, with what we got going on today. Work with me. Okay, who's the smartest person in here? What's this date? Right here. My man. What's your name, brother? David. Put it up. Hold the mic. Don't love the mic. Okay, David, what's that date right there? Yeah, you're on the spot. Come on, brother.
October 10th, 2008.
Yeah, what happened that day, my man?
7,882.
What's that mean? It's a bad day. You don't own a business, do you, David? Okay, who owns a business? Who owns a business? Who owns this lady right here? This lady right here. Okay, what's your name? Hold it. Love it. Hold it. Love it.
I'm Alice.
Hi, Alice. What happened?
That's what the stock market plunged
Was
to.
that a good day for your business, Alice?
No.
That stunk like a big one. Yeah, it really did. It stunk. Well, let me tell you something, Alice. That stunk for my business, too. Because here's how people buy swimming pools. Is they actually have to borrow from the equity that's in their home. And after that happened, what happened to the equity in your home, Alice? You didn't have any, did you? I'm sorry to hear that. But, it's through the trials in life that we grow the most. Isn't that true, Alice? That's exactly right. Isn't that right? But you see, as a pool guy, this is where I was. This is where I was. November 2008, I see Barack Obama and John McCain debating about how we're going to bail out the banks. I'm thinking, how are you going to bail me out? Because I'm in big trouble. Right, Stanford? Yes, sir. Yeah, I was in big trouble. In fact, that year, seriously, December of that year, 3 weeks overdrawn on my bank account, 16 employees. Y'all going through that? What's the deal with this little thing here, by the way? It's like the magic I have crossed over. Non-VIP, VIP, non-VIP, VIP. Anyway, I just have to say that. I love you two behind this. Okay, keep it going. But see, something great happened to me. Something great. In March of 2009, after I was crying all day long, I discovered this thing called inbound content marketing, and it was the greatest discovery of my business. It really was, and it changed my life in so many ways. So I want to talk about it. And when I say content marketing, I'm really referring to mainly blogging here, but there's so many ways to break down the power of content. Stanford, no, I can't get this to you yet. So here's the thing. Jamie, what's shaking, baby? So here's the thing. We decided as a company, really simple, why don't we answer every single question we've ever been asked by a consumer on a blog? Really scientific, right? Like Tom Webster stuff here. Deep, right? So we decided to do just that. We didn't use a single tool. We didn't use a single content idea generator. We said, why don't we take every single question we've ever received over the course of 10 years and answer it on our blog, every single one of them. And so we brainstormed it. And we came up with a couple hundred. For example, who's in sales here? You in sales? Yes, you are. Everybody's in sales. Come on. What's your name, my man? You sell stuff?
Absolutely.
Hold it, love it, embrace it. Okay, what's your name real quick?
Mike.
Mike. What do you sell?
Beans.
Let's say it together. Beans, beans, good for your heart. The more you eat, the more you love social media, brother, right? Thank you for lunch. Yeah, I like So here's the thing. How many questions have you gotten over the years via phone, via email, via face-to-face over the years from consumers?
40,000 a year.
40,000 a year. I like your style, 40,000 a year. 40,000. And we say we can't come up with blog post ideas? That's crazy. If you were buying a fiberglass swimming pool, let's say, okay? That's what I sell, bro. Okay, if you were buying a fiberglass swimming pool, and somebody who asked about Versus earlier, by the way. Who was that? Versus? Jenny mentioned that earlier? Versus. Okay. And you're thinking about a fiberglass swimming pool, and you're thinking about a concrete swimming pool, and you're debating between the two. What are you going to go do?
Go look it up.
You're going to go look it up, aren't you? You're going to go to the source of all light, truth, and knowledge, aren't you? You're going to go Google it. And if you're trying to figure out the difference between a concrete pool and a fiberglass pool, what are you going to type in, my man?
Concrete versus fiberglass.
Concrete versus fiberglass pools, type it in. Okay, type it in right now. If you're trying to figure out, what's the first question you're probably going to have about a fiberglass pool if you really want one? Everybody has this. It's always the first question we all have about stuff we want to buy it. What's the first question?
How long will it last?
That's not the first question. No. How much does it cost? Type in how much does a fiberglass pool cost right now into your search engine. That's exactly right. Or let's say you have, talking about versus again, manufacturers. Think about it like Ford and Chevy. We'll just do it in the fiberglass pool world. You've got, let's say, Viking fiberglass pools and leisure pools, and you're stuck between the two trying to make a choice. What are you going to go type in Google?
Compare.
Viking. Work with me, my man. Come on, Bean Man. Come on, Bean Man. Viking versus leisure pools, right. And what you're going to find every single time River Pools and Spas is, that's my company, by the way. Oh, you go and say it. You're number one every time. In fact, I am number one on so many stinking fiberglass swimming pool phrases, you cannot possibly think about fiberglass pools without reading my stuff. And why? Because I've been answering your questions. But that's not the point of this. The point of this, when we started this is, see that? That's when we started this whole blogging thing. And after about 4 months, we started to get some traffic. The green is organic, the red is pay-per-click. We were hemorrhaging money when we started, and then we started producing this content, we started getting visitors, and then whoop, okay, we went through the winter, a year and a half of blogging, now things are starting to happen, we're starting to get links from other websites, that's what the yellow is, the red's pay-per-click starting to go down, third year, after the winter, boom, we explode big time now, more referrals, tons of inbound links, because, you know what, I've never searched for a stupid inbound link in my life, and I've got thousands. This whole concept of go get inbound links, you want to get inbound links? Write good stuff. Answer people's questions. It ain't that hard. Okay? After today, this year, based on where we are already, this is where we'll finish off. Right now, we're the #1 traffic swimming pool website in the world, all because we were willing to answer questions. Isn't it a beautiful thing, the internet? Stinking love the internet. It's awesome. Okay, that's how it works. That's how it works. But here's the thing. That is just get them into the funnel. There is power behind content, and most of us are not using content the right way. Right, Sean McGinnis? That's right, my man. Okay? And I was doing it wrong myself for years. Oh, sorry about that, Bean brother. Okay, so for years, I was doing what everybody does in sales. I would go to the house, and I would answer all their questions. What's messed up about that? It's hard to close when all you do is teach, isn't it? You spend all your time in a sales presentation teaching, what happens? They're probably not going to buy. That's right, Laura. Laura knows this stuff. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. So it was all wrong. It was all wrong. Now, this is going to get somewhere in a minute, I promise you. Okay, who's seen this movie? Yeah, it's a good movie. Was it Gina? Yeah, Gina's awesome. I met her last night. She's rock solid. And so is AT&T, whatever y'all are doing with that crazy stuff. I thought that was solid too. Okay, so you saw that movie, Moneyball. What's it about? Don't just tell me about some hot dude named Brad Pitt either, okay? What's it about?
Baseball.
It's about baseball. And what's the premise?
You're trying to build the best team.
You're trying to build the best team. Now, what was Brad's problem?
Not being too good looking.
No, but what was his problem?
He had no money.
He had no marketing budget, did he? He had no marketing budget. And then what happened? Well, who came in and saved the day?
Jonah Hill.
Jonah Hill, who now got skinny, just like our man Jay Bear here. Give Jay Bear a round of applause. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Now, the thing about it is, he came up with a formula, didn't he? He came up with a formula. And that formula is what? What did our man, Jonah, what was his magic number? Do you remember? Now we're getting all technical on you. What was the magical number? Who remembers? OBP, right, my man? On base percentage. So in other words, every decision that they made about players was based on one singular number, on base percentage. And they knew if they based everything on that, they could get enough runs, would produce enough victories, which would produce a good season. And that year, they broke the record for consecutive games won during a season. Really amazing with a low marketing budget. So how does this work with all of us? Well, let me tell you what. When it comes to businesses, there are content marketing tipping points. And let me tell you what I mean by this. Don't get upset with me, Tom. Okay? At the beginning of 2011, I looked at every person that had filled out a form. By the way, when somebody fills out a form on my website, I track all their stuff, right? We use a heftier analytics. Hopefully you do too. So we were tracking them. Everybody had filled out a form, but not bought a swimming pool. This is at the beginning of 2011. And then we also looked at every single person that had filled out a form and bought a swimming pool. And as we compared the two, it was just me sitting at my kitchen table at like 12 o'clock at night doing this, right? As I compared the two, there was one number that kept popping out again and again and again. And what it was the number 30. In other words, if I could get a customer, a prospect, to read 30 pages of my website before I went on the sales appointment, they would close 80% of the time. In the pool industry, the average is 15%. So, I knew, wow, this is great. All I have to do is get people to read 30 pages of my website. This is awesome. I had a tip. And if you have a tip, if you know, what was your name again? Tamsin, you're a tweet master. You did good, my man. So, okay? So if you know you have a tip with your business, what are you going to do now? You're going to work for that tip, aren't you? And that's exactly what we have to do with content. Exactly along the lines of what my man DJ was just saying now. We cannot be passive with our content because once you know your tip, everything in your marketing campaign revolves around that number, everything. And for me, everything started to change. In fact, I began this process of assignment selling, which means, just think of it like this. How often do we're in sales, right? We have an appointment with somebody this Friday, and we say, hey, I'm just calling Jamie. I'm just emailing you to confirm our appointment this Friday. Look forward to seeing you. Y'all ever done that before? Nod your head like, yeah, we've done that. Oh, yeah, you have. Well, guess what? Those emails stink, don't they, Krista? They stink really bad. What would happen if we say, yo, Krista, I'm really excited to see you this Friday for our appointment. Now, before I get out there, I need you to do a couple of things. I've attached 3 blog articles that you're going to love that address those 3 problems that you were telling me about on the phone, and I've also got my ebook. It's about 30 pages long, but it's going to answer every single question you have. Now, guess what? It's required. If you want to get an appointment from River Pools and Spas, you have to do that before I come out to your house. And if you haven't, I don't come. Now, I don't sell pools anymore. My salespeople do. We have the highest closing rates in the world for fiberglass pools. Last year, we sold more fiberglass pools than any company, one single company in the world did, all because we understand what our tip is. My point to you, ladies and gentlemen, is content is the greatest sales tool, sales technique in the world if we use it. The problem is we write these stinking blog articles and we never use them again. A blog article should be a gift that keeps on giving, that you use it forever, that you integrate it into your entire email process, that you integrate it into your entire social media process, because that is the tool by which we can push people down the funnel and have them literally hanging out when we are ready to make that face-to-face. That is reality. That is reality. I could talk about this junk for like hours, but my man Schaefer has to talk. Everything I have said is found in this ebook, Inbound and Content Marketing Made Easy. It's on my site. It's free. and it's awesome. And guess what? It hasn't been translated in 5 languages, but it's been translated in 1, mine, and that's a dang good language. Last point. If you remember anything about what I'm telling you, when it comes to content, I'm going to remind you of an old saying Mama used to say. Mama used to say, Mark Schaefer, that if you hang around the barbershop long enough, you're going to get your hair cut, brother. And if your customer hangs around your barbershop long enough, they're going to get the haircut. So give them a reason to be there. Give them a reason to hang around. Today our website is 750 pages. I never would have known that we had a tip of 30 had I left it at 20 pages, which is where we were 2.5 years ago when we started. It's where we were. It's amazing the power of content. If we'll only embrace it and see the possibilities. Thank you very much.